The crypto bull market is already here, and we have seen massive gains in sectors like artificial intelligence, crypto gaming, and even meme coins. And watching your portfolio go up and up and up, hearing about new all-time highs, seeing story after story of overnight millionaires, it's an intoxicating feeling. But it's also very dangerous in this industry if you let your emotions get the best of you, because then greed takes over, you start investing too much money, and then you start to see your portfolio drop another week or another month in the market. So the volatility is absolutely insane, and bull markets have a way of distorting our perceptions and clouding judgment. So rational decision making goes completely out the window for the masses, as dollar signs start dancing in your head, and FOMO, which is the fear of missing out, can drive us to make impulsive choices that we later regret in the markets. I've definitely been there in the past. During that 2017, 2018 bull run, made a lot of mistakes, and greed can tempt us to take on too much risk in the pursuit of oversized gains, because you see projects doing 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x. But here's the thing, the most successful investors in the world and the most successful traders, they're the ones who have mastered their psychology. They have learned to control their emotions, to think clearly even in the midst of market mania. And I want to share every single one of those secrets with you today. So because you understand the psychology of a bull market, you can put safeguards in place to protect yourself. You can spot the massive psychological pitfalls and you can avoid them. So you can keep a level head when those around you are absolutely losing their cool and they're freaking out. And most importantly, you can shield your portfolio from the kind of euphoria-driven mistakes that can wipe out your gains in an instant. So how do you do it? How do you keep your cool in a bull run? There are two critical pieces to the bull market psychology puzzle that you need to master. So two essential skills that will make the difference between riding the wave successfully or wiping out and crashing on the beaches, right? Because if we're trying to go to the beaches of the moon, you don't want to crash on the beaches of Earth here. So most people think that they're gonna make it to the moon when in reality they burn up in orbit. So point number one that we need to talk about in this video, and the first key skill, is learning to recognize and control FOMO. Now, this is the fear of missing out. You obviously understand what FOMO is, but you need to understand this because it's one of the most powerful, emotions that you're gonna face during a bull run, and it's that panicky feeling that you need to act now, or you need to take action and buy now, otherwise you're going to miss the chance at life-changing wealth. And obviously YouTube doesn't help with that in titles like last chance, and then how many last chances are there? But the reality is, even when you prepare every single day and you treat it like it's your last chance, this causes FOMO to increase. So we need to ground yourself so FOMO doesn't completely take over your decisions to cause you to change from your long-term thesis. So it's what leads to inexperienced investors to ape into coins and tokens that they don't fully understand, simply because they're skyrocketing in price. And it's what causes people to chase pumps even when they deep down know that those pumps are unsustainable for projects like what happened in the .com boom. Just because a company had a .com domain name, people were throwing money at it left and right. So we're seeing that sort of greed and that sort of FOMO in the crypto market. So FOMO comes from a good place initially. It's our brain's way of ensuring that we don't miss out on important opportunities, because if you don't jump, if you don't take action, if you don't go, then you're never gonna make any gains in these markets anyways. But in a raging bull market, it can easily spiral out of control. I've seen it left and right. And unchecked FOMO leads to impulsive, irrational decisions. It overrides our risk management and makes us forget the fundamentals. So how do you keep FOMO in check? That's the big question that we need to know, so that way you can, have a strong portfolio. So the first step is just simply being aware of it. Notice when you feel that sense of urgency. So checking in with your emotions. And this is the type of stuff that completely changed my life and helped me become a millionaire before 30, because when I became more aware of my emotions as a man, especially in the investing space, rather than just thinking logically and all that, being aware of when FOMO would come up, because you're never going to get rid of it completely. Even as you make more money, the FOMO, the greed, it's still going to be there. Billionaires face the exact same emotions that people that have no money face. So notice when you feel that sense of urgency or the fear of being left behind. So you need to pause when you feel that and it's very strong, and ask yourself, is this rational? Am I about to buy something that I don't really understand or believe in? Is this aligned with my investment plan? Or am I just buying something because somebody on Twitter posted about it, or because some YouTube video was made? So when you feel FOMO increasing and you're about ready to push that buy button and you don't know what you're buying, slow down. Okay, slow down your decision-making process. Sleep on it before making any big moves. A lot of times, if you go to bed and you wake up and then that emotion's gonna be gone, and you're gonna be left there with pure logic. And another way that you can do this is bounce your ideas off an impartial third party that has the results that you want. Don't go and ask somebody that doesn't have the results that you want. That's a big mistake that I see people make, is they ask somebody who's broke, and then their limiting beliefs get pushed onto you. So another reason why people fail in the crypto market is when they're excited about something, and it could be a great project or it could be not so great, and it's just pumping because it's pumping and everyone's talking about it. But when you ask somebody who knows what they're doing, who has the type of results that they want, they make the type of money that you want in the space that you're in the investing space. They're not like a doctor or a lawyer that makes only like $200,000 to $500,000 a year. They're a multimillionaire making it in the investing space. Then they can, talk some sense into you or let you know that, hey, it is a good play and you should definitely take action with this. So being able to re-examine the fundamentals and confirm the opportunity, is sound. Give yourself permission to miss some pumps too, right? There will always be others, guys. There's always going to be other projects out there that are going to launch. So when you can overcome FOMO, it's largely about zooming out and putting things in perspective, because in the moment, it feels like this is your one and only shot. It's your last chance to buy now, but the crypto market, it's cyclical. So there's going to be many more projects launching and many more chances to make profit during a bull run. And some of the projects that are going to perform the biggest, like 50, 100x, 500 or 1000x, haven't even launched yet, because Bitcoin's halving just took place, and we have months after Bitcoin's halving until we really see that go into effect. So don't put your portfolio risk over short-term FOMO and short-term gains. So here's some tactical strategies that are going to help you guys out with this. Now understand, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. You should consult your financial advisor. Crypto is very, very risky. You could lose all of your money. Most people lose all their money because they let FOMO get the best of them. They don't watch these videos to the end, and they don't do their own research, and they just think that riches are going to come overnight. They treat it like gambling or like a lottery ticket, when in reality, when you have a tactical strategy, you could be able to set yourself apart from the 99% and join the 1%. So this is my strategy. What you choose to do and your strategy may be completely different. So I set strict risk management rules and position sizing limits for myself, because deciding in advance how much of my portfolio, I'm willing to allocate to speculative plays, rather than just dumping all of my money into risky meme coins that have that 100x potential, or they could go to zero, is how I don't lose all of my money. Because I've been in a lot of stuff that has gone to zero, just like you. I'm no different, but my portfolio allocation strategy, based on my risk tolerance, is what protects my income as well too. So when I only invest what I can afford to lose, this is preventing me from making fear-based decisions, because if I can lose that income in this project and it does go to zero, then I'm not going to be so down on myself, beating myself up, investing 80% of my net worth in one project that, I see someone talking about saying it could pull 100x, but then it does nothing. And so the reality is, unplugging from social media sometimes, and crypto news from time to time, unplugging from Twitter, unplugging from YouTube, because social media websites, a lot of videos can amplify your FOMO if you don't know how to keep it in check and make everything seem more urgent than it actually is. And so when I say prepare now in my videos, I prepare every single day. You don't just prepare in one instant. You have to prepare every single day. It's like if you want to get in the best shape of your life, you don't just do it in one gym session. You prepare to get in the best shape of your life every single day. And now is the only time that we have. And so bull runners, what we do is we run now. And so rank up now, run stands for rank up now. And how do you rank up now? You focus on the now, you prepare now in the moment. But the urgency that you need to have is the urgency not on buying something, but it's the urgency on developing yourself. So when you can celebrate the gains you do make, instead of fixating the ones that you miss, then that's going to help out as well too, because it's easy to get lost in the sauce of like, oh, I lost this much on this project, or I got rug pulled by this project. And then you go in this downward spiral. And so when you do see some growth in your portfolio, when you do see a project go up, even if it's something small like 10, 20%, hasn't necessarily pulled a 2x yet, or a 5x or a 10x, be grateful for it, because gratitude is a massive antidote for FOMO. Because what that does, and I can get into spiritual esoteric teachings, but I want to talk about facts here, but it's actually been proven that gratitude is going to synchronize your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere of your brain together. And it's also going to allow you to manifest more of what you want. And it's going to help you manage FOMO as well too, because FOMO is just one of the emotions that you're going to feel when you see a project going up and you want to buy into the rally and then you buy into the rally, then the project crashes, there's another aspect that you need to get right. And so the second key to mastering bull market psychology is setting the right goals and expectations for yourself. So it's easy to get carried away in a bull run when you have no goals, you have no target, you have nothing written down, you're just putting money in expecting to get a 50 or 100x. And when you're doubling or tripling your money over and over again, the euphoria is going to make you feel invincible, especially in the later stages of the bull market, because anybody makes money in a bull run, guys, when the markets are going parabolic at the last stages. And so if you're investing towards the end of the bull market, which may be 2025, right around there, we're in 2024, we still got a lot of time left towards the end of the year when I'm making this video, but you're going to start dreaming about retiring, in a month. You're going to start dreaming about buying Lambos or private islands, telling your boss off in a blaze of glory and making millions of dollars really, really fast. Let's say you start out, this is what happened to me. I'll just tell this story really quick. I started out with like $20,000 back in 2017, and I saw that go up in a matter of a month or two to like $150,000. It skyrocketed really fast. And I thought I was a genius at the time. Like, yeah, I picked the right projects, but everything was going up. And so all you had to do was just close your eyes, buy anything in the top 100, and you would have made money during a bull run. So every single person is going to believe that they're a genius in a bull run. But here's the problem with the fantasies of thinking that when you go up and you 10x your portfolio, you think it's going to do another 10x. And so it sets you up for disappointment and reckless decision making. And it it kind of like traps you into holding for too long. So if you're banking on 100x or 1000x gains for your whole portfolio to change your life overnight, you're going to take stupid risks. Bottom line, you're going to try and get there. You're going to take shortcuts. And when it doesn't happen, you'll be crushed. You may even rage quit investing altogether. And you may even get liquidated at the bottom and be forced to sell in a bear market to pay your rent because you held through the entire top, through the entire complacency stage. Then anxiety, denial, and panic kicked in. And then you had to sell at the bottom. And so if you haven't made that mistake before, well then learn from my mistakes here, because I made it back in 2018. And, in the 2021 bull run, I was able to hedge out nearly at the top for Bitcoin. And I bought back in at the bottom at like $16,000 to $17,000 and then diversifying across altcoins. So because I made those mistakes, I'm making these videos so you don't make those mistakes. So I'm going to talk about what to do, but I also want to talk about what not to do. So the solution to setting realistic goals and expectations is to do this before your portfolio takes off, before the bull market really takes off. Sure, we're in a bull run right now. It's already happened, right? You're not at the best time, right? The best time to buy Bitcoin was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. Well, if you missed the Bitcoin at the bottom at like $16,000 during this bear market, now is the best time to start setting goals for yourself. If you haven't written anything down, that's why you're not a millionaire yet. So define conservative, achievable targets for your trades for a certain portion of your portfolio that is your long-term holds, your stable growers, and your portfolio as a whole as well too. Basing these on historic market data, not your most wide-eyed daydreams. Because if you're entering into the bull run at the end of the bull run, you're most likely not going to get 100x or 1000x on your whole portfolio because you're at the last part of the bull run. You would have need to be buying at the bottom of the bull run, back in late, like 2022, early 2023. For example, in the 2017 bull run, the average returns of the top 20 cryptos by market cap was around 1,400% if someone bought at the bottom of the bear market. But if they bought in the later stages, they might have only seen like a 5x instead of a 14x. So if you're entering in the bull market right now, setting a portfolio goal of like 3 to 5x for your large cap plays over the full cycle would have been reasonable. But if you're buying XRP, or if you're buying Chainlink, or if you're buying Solana now, or if you're buying Bitcoin or Ethereum, and that's all you're holding, expecting 100x on those large cap altcoins is not necessarily realistic. I understand that you get excited about the titles of the videos for like XRP, XLM, the ISO projects being like a part of the new financial system, and that's what's going to push XRP to $500. And sure, that could happen hypothetically in the future by like 2030 to 2040, 2050. But over the course of this bull run, the pipes, so to speak, in the flow of liquidity need to be lined up, and that takes decades to do. And so in order for the liquidity to flow in and trillions of dollars to flow in the market, it's going to take time. So we might not see that until 2030 or beyond. So a project like XRP, you have to be okay if this project doesn't perform like a 20, 30, 40, or 50x this bull run. You have to be completely fine with it doing a 2x, a 3x, a 5x, and that's a portion of your portfolio that you're holding long term and you don't necessarily expect that to do 100x. So by grounding your expectations in reality, you accomplish a few key things here, okay? You give yourself a defined finish line to aim for when you're gonna hedge out of your portfolio. And this is also gonna prevent you from constantly moving the goalpost and chasing unrealistic gains, because when a project performs a 3x or even let's say a 5x, and you're like, oh, this project's definitely gonna do another 20x, but it only goes up another 20% and then it starts dropping, you end up holding way too long, and then you lose out and you go back to your initial, what you put in, then you start going in losses. And this happens to 99% of the markets. And if you don't listen to this, and if you don't watch this video all the way to the end, and you don't understand this and you think this won't happen to you, it might happen to you. So be careful here, because to avoid taking unnecessary risks, if you get a 3x, you get to your goal, then you won't feel pressured, to hedge out of your portfolio and like just be gambling on low cap long shots. So you're more likely to take profits along the way, which means you're less likely to ride the wave up and then all the way back down to your initial and even going into losses. So you're going to be able to maintain a perspective of making rational decisions here. Shooting for the moon can cloud your judgment. It can happen, right? I encourage you to dream big, but also have a realistic plan for yourself too. And I'm not saying you shouldn't swing for the fences, with a small portion of your portfolio. Those 100x moonshots, they're part of what makes a bull run fun. We're not here to get just a 3x or just a 5x only, right? There's a portion of our portfolio that's designated for a 3 to 5x, but there's also a portion of our portfolio, if you watch any of my other videos, when I talked about my allocation percentage, you guys can check out on our Twitter page as well too, in the description below, on how we diversify our portfolio when I get into the analytical percentages and all of that good stuff. And I'll leave a link in the description below for a video for that. So those 100x moonshots, they're gonna be possible. And the key is keeping them as a side dish, not as the main course. Because if that's all you're going for is 100x or 500x or 1000x altcoins, you're gonna take on way more risks than you can afford to lose. And your FOMO, the intensity of that emotion is gonna be a lot higher than everyone else in the market. And that's gonna set yourself up for failure if you're not used to keeping your emotions in check, okay? So you gotta ask yourself this, sit down with yourself silently after you get done watching this video and ask yourself how good you are managing your emotions. Here's a good test. If you drive in traffic and someone cuts you off and you hold on your horn for like 10 seconds, you're not very good at managing your emotions. And so getting in the investing space, you're gonna set yourself up for massive failure, because if you can't let things go easily and you hold it in your body, or like as a guy, sometimes we hold things in our back because we feel like we have to carry the weight on our shoulders. So if you have back pain and you don't really you don't really release your emotions very well, and you don't meditate, you don't do that type of stuff, then taking that into investing is a recipe for disaster. So when we talk about setting up your core portfolio, it should be around high quality assets you believe in long term, assets you've researched thoroughly and you feel confident holding through the volatility. These are your builders, and your realistic goal should be pegged to the growth of these assets first. And so I made a video on the channel, has like 200,000 views, talks about the top 10 crypto coins below $1 that will make millionaires this bull run cycle. And those are the people that have a larger portion of their portfolio invested into those, and they're more wealthier people. But if you're the type of person that only has like $100 or $1,000, to be able to turn into a millionaire, that's an unrealistic goal for yourself. Your goal should be able to not lose money, but also, generate a solid return from these large cap plays like 3x, 5x, maybe a 10x at max on some of these. So with the clear achievable goals and expectations, you're far less likely to get swept up in the market mania. And the FOMO will still be there, but it won't send you into a panic mode or cloud your judgment as much. You'll be able to zoom out, you'll be able to see the bigger picture, to place each trade and each decision into the context of your larger plan. So this is how you keep a level head with those around you when they're losing theirs, because you're not going to be swayed by every pump and dump in the market, and you know where you're headed and what you need to do to get there. And you're able to think long term, you're able to ride out the dips to make rational moves based on your goals, and not emotional fueled ones that you're going to regret later because you want to buy an island in like 2 months from right now, or a Lambo in the next week. So of course, this is going to be a lot easier said than done, because in the heat of the bull run, even the best plans can go out the window. And the key is to automate as much of your strategy as possible ahead of time. And some of the best ways to be able to do this would be to set limit orders for your profit taking targets. That way you're not tempted to let it ride and try and do market orders, lump sum buys and lump sum sells based on market pricing. So if you don't know the difference between the two, if you're placing a market order, you're just buying at whatever the price the asset is at that time. And if someone comes in and buys before you and like you're placing your order a little bit slow, the price might be up and you might be buying at that price. And if you're selling on a market price and someone sells before you, you might be selling at a loss on some of these projects. So if you set limit buy orders and limit sell orders at a specific price, they won't fill until the asset hits that price. But at the same time too, if you're setting them at a realistic price target that you want to hedge out at, then if it goes up to that, or if it doesn't go to that, then it's not going to hedge out of your portfolio. So you don't want to be setting those at like 100x above what the potential is for that project. And so that's when we talk about tokenomics. That's when we talk about, what's going to happen based on the market cap of the whole entire industry and how much a specific asset will absorb of the market cap based on the narrative, based on the niche, the project, and where it is right now in comparison to Bitcoin. So when you can get yourself a trading journal, then that's going to be able to allow you to write down the thesis for each trade. So what's your goal? What's your exit plan? Are you in these markets to get, just a nice return on your portfolio, 3x, 5x? Is that all that you want? And you want to have a less risk adverse strategy for yourself, for your whole portfolio? Write that down, because I can't give you a specific plan for this video because we'd have to talk one-on-one for that. And you can reach out through like the links in the description below, through email or through Instagram or Twitter, all that good stuff, because there's going to be thousands of people that watch these videos and every single person has a different portfolio, right? Someone might be having $10 million, another person's going to have $10,000, and another person's jumping in expecting to get rich with $100. And so put it in writing. It makes you more likely to stick to it. Write down your goals as well too. Like, how do you expect to hit a target that you can't even see, let alone a target that's not even there? People don't even have a target. They don't even write it down. They don't even know what they want out of it. So they're shooting. They don't even know what they're hitting. And then they hold too long in the markets because they haven't written down when they're even going to hedge out. They haven't set any limit orders. They don't have any accountability. So find an accountability partner too. Someone to check your thinking, make sure you're not getting carried away. If you guys want to be a part of our community, so we can hold each other accountable, then plug in the description below, join our Telegram group. We're going to be launching our crypto education platform as well too, to be able to help you guys understand what to be doing next based on what we're doing. And again, it's never financial advice. It's just all information, educational purposes only. So allowing you to regularly review your goals is the purpose of a trade journal. It's not some corny thing that doesn't work. It works. It's proven. In fact, it's more proven to write down your goals than to not write down your goals to achieve something, because it allows you to review it, and that focuses at the forefront of your consciousness to seep into your unconscious mind. And so are you on track? Are you off track? Do you need to make adjustments based on what you've written down? It'll shift things around for you. But when you can start journaling now, then that's going to give you a skill long-term to be able to achieve the milestones, and then celebrate the milestones along the way. Don't just make the money and then do nothing. Enjoying the journey keeps you from obsessing over the destination and facing burnout. A lot of people ask me, like, how do I make these videos every single day? Like, how am I able to create this content? How am I able to do what I do every single day without facing burnout? And burnout creeps up, but I reward myself. I have fun. I go on trips. I go on vacations. I like to go out and about. I'll go to the car dealership. I'll go and I'll sit in the exotic car that I don't necessarily want to buy. I can afford it right now. I can go buy it, but why would I do that if I'm keeping more money in my investments, right? But I'll go and sit in it because I know that eventually, I'll buy a Bugatti. I'll be able to buy the mansion on the water and all that stuff. But buying that right now doesn't make sense because I want to scale faster. So because I've written down what my financial goal is and what I want to do, putting that in a car is not as smart as a financial move that's going to depreciate versus keeping it in, like crypto, or keeping it in precious metals like silver or stuff like that. And so I don't necessarily obsess over the destination. I like to remind myself of it, but I get excited about the journey. And so combining these two key skills, guys, FOMO, mastery over FOMO, by goal setting, you'll be well on your way to keeping your cool in the crypto bull run. But the work doesn't stop there. There's a third point you need to be able to master, and that's mastering your market psychology. Is it being a continuous process that requires constant check-ins with yourself. It's about being aware of your own tendencies, your own triggers, noticing when your emotions are getting the best of you, and course correcting quickly. It's about focusing on the process over the results, because you can't control what the market does, but you can control how you prepare, how you respond, and how you execute your plan. Because if you're sitting there obsessing over your profit and losses, checking your portfolio every single day, it's only going to stress you out. You can't force your portfolio to go up. You can't force a project to go up, and just sitting there staring at your portfolio nonstop, it's only going to build your stress. It's only going to build your FOMO. And so taking it's called radical self-accountability on being the investor that you can be, and understanding what you're doing that's halting that growth that isn't going to pay you dividends for years to come. Because here's the thing, bull markets, they're not going to last forever. The music is going to stop eventually. The game of musical chairs is going to be up. A lot of these projects are going to start selling off. Then it's a domino effect that goes into mass market psychology of, anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, and then depression. So if you want to beat the 99% and you haven't mastered your mindset, then maybe take some time this week. I'm filming this video on a Sunday. This video might be coming out, middle of the week, next week, depending on when we get this up. But focus on your mindset today. This will completely shift the game for you. I know it did for me, because when I was just focused on making money and growing my portfolio and doing that, but I didn't have the right mindset, I didn't get my emotions in check, then I held too long. I invested tops. I sold bottoms on a lot of projects. Sure, I saw my portfolio do well, but it's not profits until it's realized profits. Even though Joe Biden's trying to do like some unrealized capital gains tax, if that goes through, then basically making investing impossible in America. But that's going to drive people overseas to other countries, and that's going to allow you to be able to position yourself to make more money if you know what you're doing. Because people that are just holding dollars right now, and they're just holding cash in a bank account, and they're not even taking the time to work on their mindset. They're just going to their job, they're making money, it goes in their bank account, they're using that to pay their bills, and then they're just getting further and further in debt because their mortgage, the property taxes are going up at your house if you already have a house. If you don't have a house, these are the problems of homeowners, right? It's like you don't actually own the thing, the bank owns it. If you're on a 30-year fixed mortgage and your property taxes keep going up, but yet the spending power of the dollar keeps going down, so you're forced to invest, and then they're putting capital gains tax or even trying to do unrealized capital gains tax on your investment. So to beat the game, it's very tough. I'm not here to tell you that, growing your portfolio, growing your income, and becoming the first millionaire in your family tree is easy. Otherwise, your whole family would be millionaires. To become the first, it's very difficult, but you chose this path for a reason, because of the person you're going to become that millionaire. Don't become a millionaire to make $1 million. Become a millionaire to become the person that it takes to make $1 million. There's a big difference between those two, and that's how you can fall in love with the process. That's how you can keep your emotions in check, and that's how you can enjoy the journey along the way. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you got value out of it, make sure to give it a like, comment 777 below if you're feeling blessed, if you're feeling bullish. And if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it by tapping that subscribe button, because together we're backing up our trucks all the way to the bank. We're grabbing the bags, packing them and stacking them, leaving no bags left behind, because we believe that the spending power of the dollar is going to keep going down in value. That's a fact based on inflation, blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, and cryptocurrencies are going up in value. That's the truth. And together, you know where we're going. We're going camping on the beaches of the moon. So I'll see you on the next video. I'll see you on bullrunners.com, where you'll be able to get access to our underground guidebook showing you how to find 100x altcoins before they explode. So for the portion of your portfolio that you do want to allocate as that side dish towards those 100x plays, we'll show you how to be able to find those. When that book's released, you'll get exclusive early access to that, and you just have to subscribe through your email. You'll be a part of our video newsletter as well, where we give you the best to help you prepare for the worst that's yet to come in this economy. So I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next video. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.